My child, listen to me for a moment. There is something inside you that you have been trying very hard to hide. Not because you are ashamed of who you are, but because somewhere along the way, you started believing that your weakness made you less valuable. You look at your life and see what is missing. You see the opportunities that never came, the people who walked away, the prayers that seem unanswered, the strength you once had but somehow lost along the way. And sometimes you quietly ask yourself, how can God use someone like me when I feel like I have so little left? My child, I want you to hear me clearly. I was never waiting for you to become perfect before I could work through you. I was never waiting for you to become fearless. I was never asking you to become stronger than every problem surrounding you. I have been waiting for something much simpler, for you to stop hiding the place where you broke. Because the very place you keep covering may become the place where my light becomes visible. You have spent so much time protecting people from seeing your weakness that you forgot I already saw it. I saw the nights when you smiled during the day and fell apart when you were alone. I saw you say, "I'm okay," when you were anything but okay. I saw you encourage everyone else while secretly wondering who would encourage you. I saw you keep going when you had no idea where the strength was coming from. And my child, I was there. You were not carrying yourself alone. You simply didn't recognize my hand because it was holding you quietly. There is a reason you sometimes feel smaller than the problem in front of you. You compare your resources with the size of your circumstances. You look at your bank account and compare it with your responsibilities. You look at your past and compare it with the future you dream about. You look at your mistakes and compare them with the person you wish you could become. And the numbers don't seem to make sense. But I want you to remember something. I have never needed much to accomplish much. A little oil became enough. A small lunch fed thousands. A shepherd boy stood before a giant. A few men changed the direction of a battle. A tiny seed became a great tree. Do you understand? The size of what you have is not the measurement of what I can do. You have been looking at your limitations. I have been looking at your potential. You have been counting what is missing. I have been counting what remains. And sometimes what remains is exactly what I need. You keep asking me, when will you finally change my situation? But perhaps you have been looking at the wrong thing. Because I am not only changing what surrounds you, I am changing what is inside you. There are lessons you could never learn during comfortable seasons. There are forms of strength that only grow when life becomes uncertain. There is a kind of faith that can only develop when you cannot see the next step. You wanted me to remove the storm immediately, but while you were asking me to calm the storm, I was teaching you that you could remain steady while the storm was still moving around you. You thought the delay meant I had forgotten you. It did not. The delay was not proof of my absence. Sometimes the delay was where I was preparing you. Sometimes the closed door protected you from a room you were not meant to enter. Sometimes the relationship that ended was removing a weight you didn't realize you were carrying. Sometimes the opportunity you missed was simply making room for one that fits the person you are becoming. You called it rejection. I called it redirection. You called it loss. I called it preparation. You called it the end. I called it a new beginning. My child, there is another thing I need you to release. You have been trying to prove that you are strong. Strong for your family. Strong for your children. Strong for your friends. Strong at work. Strong in front of people who depend on you. But when you finally close the door and become alone with your thoughts, you realize how tired you really are. You don't have to perform strength in my presence. You don't have to impress me. You don't need perfect words. You don't need a perfect prayer. You can come to me with trembling hands. You can come with questions. You can come with tears. You can even come angry. I would rather hear your honest heart than receive words that were never truly yours. So stop pretending with me. I already know. I know what hurts. I know what you miss. I know what you regret. I know the name you still think about. I know the situation you keep replaying. I know the future you are afraid might never happen. And still, I love you. You have mistaken your cracks for evidence that you are ruined. But look at a window when sunlight passes through it. The glass doesn't have to be perfect for the light to enter. Sometimes the smallest opening is enough. That is what I want you to understand about your life. Your weakness does not automatically disqualify you. Your past does not cancel your purpose. Your failure does not erase my plans. Your tears do not make you weak. And your broken season does not determine your final chapter. There are things I can reveal through your scars that you could never explain through perfection. One day, someone will tell you, I survived because your story gave me hope. And you will realize why you had to walk through certain valleys. Not because I enjoyed watching you suffer, but because I knew that one day your experience would become a testimony. The place where you once cried may become the place where you comfort someone else. The season that almost destroyed your faith may become the season that taught you how deeply you could trust me. Nothing is wasted when it is placed in my hands. Think about the seed. When it is placed underground, it looks forgotten. It is covered in darkness. No one sees what is happening beneath the surface. But beneath that soil, something is changing. The seed is breaking. Its old form is giving way. And if you judged its future only by what you could see from above, you would assume nothing was happening. But something is happening. Roots are forming. Life is developing. Growth is taking place where nobody can see it. That is where some of you are right now. You think nothing is happening because there is no visible evidence. But I am working beneath the surface. You don't see the roots. You don't see the preparation. You don't see the doors I am arranging. You don't see the conversations I am changing. You don't see the protection I have already placed around you. But hidden work is still work. Silence does not mean inactivity. My child, don't give up because the answer has not arrived according to your calendar. You see a delay. I see timing. You see an empty space. I see room for something new. You see uncertainty. I see possibilities you cannot yet recognize. Keep walking, not because you understand everything. Walk because you trust the one who sees everything. There will be mornings when your faith feels powerful. There will also be mornings when all you can say is, God, help me get through today. That prayer is enough. You don't need to climb the entire mountain today. Just take the next step, then another, and another. I am not asking you to carry tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. Today's grace is enough for today. And when the enemy reminds you of everything you have lost, remind yourself of everything that remained. You still have breath. You still have purpose. You still have another morning. You still have the ability to begin again. You still have my presence. And if you have me, your story is not finished. Do not allow one painful chapter to convince you that the entire book is hopeless. A chapter can be heartbreaking without being the ending. A season can be dark without lasting forever. A door can close without meaning every door is closed. There is still more ahead. My child, I also want you to stop measuring your life against someone else's. Their timing is not your timing. Their journey is not your journey. Their blessing does not mean I have forgotten yours. You see someone's harvest and wonder why you are still planting. But you don't know what they survived to reach that harvest. You don't know their private battles, and they don't know yours. So stop looking sideways. Look toward me. Your race is not against them. You are becoming who I created you to become, and that process cannot be rushed. Some things must grow slowly because they are meant to last. There is a blessing I want to give you that money cannot purchase. Peace. Not the kind of peace that exists only when everything goes your way. The deeper kind. The peace that remains when the answer hasn't arrived. The peace that tells you, God is still with me. The peace that lets you sleep without knowing every detail of tomorrow. The peace that allows you to release people you cannot control. The peace that helps you forgive without pretending the wound never existed. The peace that reminds you that your future does not depend entirely on your ability to control it. That peace is where I want to lead you. So tonight, or whenever you hear these words, take a moment. Breathe. Release the conversation you keep replaying. Release the mistake you keep punishing yourself for. Release the person you cannot change. Release the future you cannot predict. Release the fear that tomorrow will look exactly like yesterday. Give it to me. You have carried it long enough. You were never designed to carry every burden alone. Let your shoulders rest. Let your heart breathe. Let your mind become quiet. And say, God, I don't understand everything, but I trust you with what I cannot understand.